I'm broken from the way I love. Just so back, give me the time. If it all happens late night, pull me close cause I need you so. I wonder where it all went wrong. Sitting way back there all on my own. If our future is half of this love, will it all be enough for a second? I can find the reasons why changes in your feelings late last night. And now I know. I can find the reasons why changes in your feelings late last night. And now I know.
Two, test. What's up, gang? How's everyone doing? How is everybody doing? Good, I hope. So a wee bit of a change up from the usual schedule here. I've been kind of enjoying chatting to chat. All right, Abigail. Hey everybody! I've been enjoying talking to chat without a reason, to be honest. And I just thought today, all of the work I had on today, A, none of it was that interesting, and B, you'd kind of seen it before, just finishing off lots of things. Scottish Bob and Swedish Alice. Alright, Swedish Alice, how you doing? Fiona Beck, Open Horizon, Callum Mack. Has anybody got a cup of coffee? How do you take it? I'll go get you some. So today is ask me anything. Ask Keith anything day today. First time I catch your stream. Here we go. Welcome. It's the timing, right? I thought I'd switch up the timing too. Because normally I'm doing this at flip sakes, the follows all over the joint. Thank you very much, everybody. That's all the Facebook ones coming in thick and fast. And the shares and everything. So I thought I'd change it up. Normally I'm kind of doing it when people are at school or at work. So I thought I'd get my work done today, and at 5 o'clock, before I go home, I'll spend an hour with you guys to say hello. No Overwatch, no watching me struggle with a voiceover, nothing. I went to your Facebook page and saw that two of my friends follow you there. Woohoo! Happy days. So I have a question. I want to go live on Instagram as well. You can't really do that on the computer. What island am I on? I am on the Outer Hebrides, the Isle of Lewis, in the Outer Hebrides of Scotland. Right thick in the Atlantic. Nice and cozy. The Atlantic Ocean. It's the most northwesterly point of Europe, I think, or something like that. Have you heard James Lindsay's new album? No, is it good? What's it like? That's the first two questions. Thank you, everybody. I didn't even think. I haven't. What's it like? Well, it must be good, or it must be bad, or you wouldn't be mentioning it. It's one or the other. So here's the thing. I want to go live on Instagram too, so we can get some questions there. But can you do it with your phone upside down because it's charging? Let's find out. I've got loads of pictures of Boydie on my phone. Does this work? No, that's Reels. I have no idea how to. Guys, how do you go live on Instagram? Somebody help me. I broke my knuckle today. No. How did you do that? Have you had hailstones today? Yep, loads of hailstones today, Willie Hitchhike. In fact, it was the sun was shining and I was emptying the van for my small tour that's coming up this weekend. And I thought, I'm going to go get some ice cream. I went up, got the ice cream. And when I came back, it started hailstoning. So I had loads of hailstones in my ice cream. First world problems. Hey, Sarah T Music, how are you doing there? My first ever mention on YouTube. Amazing. So we're streaming on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. I'm trying to get on Instagram, but I can't figure it out. Do I click my name? Do I go down here? Do I go home? Feeling my age here, guys. New Stories? Do it like you would do a story. Okay, click the story. Click there. Live. Yes! Alice, thank you. Thank you. Can you do it upside down? Oh, you can't do it upside down. That's annoying. Okay. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna do it like this. Okay, let's go live there. Checking connection. Here's the thing though. I've only got a wee bit battery on my phone. So we're also live on Instagram, but Instagram doesn't get this nice microphone input and doesn't get the nice camera up there. You get a different angle. So if you guys want to see a different angle, hop onto Instagram Live. So we studio here. My name is Keith Morrison. If you don't know, hello everybody joining. So this is live in the studio. Where can I put this so it doesn't look like I'm not talking to you? Is that better? So today we're doing a Ask Me Anything. So I'm like a music producer, I suppose. I own a recording studio in Stornoway. Double streaming, quadruple streaming all over the place. And I'm having coffee. Hope you're having coffee too. So this is double streaming in Swedish. Alice, Swedish fiddle are nice. So this is coffee with Keith for an hour. So this is my wind down time. I blitzed through all my work today. And I thought instead of streaming my work, I'd stream this. I'd just a bit of chat. Just imagine you've come in to the studio at the end of the day before everyone's gone home for a wee bit of a natter. So this is Ask Me Anything. So maybe I can write that down. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Ask me anything. Anything at all. So let's add that source. I'm not currently working on Ian Wilson. So let's change that to Coffee with Keith. Ask me anything. I can spell, leave me alone. Okay, done. Okay, that's it in there. Okay, we've got a question here on Instagram straight away from 024 Kyle P. Whenabouts do you open up to the public? Yeah, I'm open to the public. Travel to the island started again kind of on the 27th, and I'm open to the public for limited numbers because I have 3 rooms here in the studio. I have this room and I have 2 similar sized rooms where people can record, so they can be in a totally different space, take their mask off, sing whatever they need to do. Thank you so much for all your help on the Insta Live, guys. We got there. We're live on Instagram too. Hello, everybody on Instagram. Do you have any other drinks? No. Coffee with Keith. Not every drink with Keith. Pay attention. Sweden, what are you saying? Anything. Yes, anything. It's not Keith will answer everything. That's the thing. Thank you very much for the like, Heather. Have you always lived in Stornoway? Mostly. I did a computing degree here in the college here, and then I moved to Glasgow looking for work. It's kind of an islander boy thing to do. I eventually got work in Guildford, working with a games company, doing some programming and stuff, and I stayed there for about a year, and then I moved home to do music and stuff. So, my goodness, there's loads of good questions here. So yeah, mostly I've been in the island, but I travel about a bit. So I think it's a really good mix. Keith, what would be your music to listen to in the car? Depends who I'm with. I think if you took my whole career of driving, probably the most listened to tracks have been AC/DC or The Darkness or Martin Bennett but it depends on my mood. Like us music producers, us musicians, we listen to everything and anything that's exciting. What kind of music do you normally record, produce? Again, it's massively varied. So take for example, yesterday morning I was recording a solo Gaelic singer But he wasn't solo when he was here. I played the piano with him, and it was an old Gaelic poem that he put a melody to. So we produced that yesterday morning, and it was on national radio by tomorrow night. So that's pretty cool. But at the same time, sometimes we do heavy metal, sometimes we do dance, sometimes we do trad and dance, sometimes it's bluegrass, country and western. So yeah, anything. There's loads and loads of trad stuff. That does well up here, and there's lots of trad musicians. So, but trad musicians kind of go into loads of other genres too. So yeah, lots and lots of things. Have you always been based in that building with the 3 rooms, or did you start somewhere smaller? Good question. Open horizon. So when I left my home, my parents' house, and moved into another house, the rooms that had been vacated by myself and my fellow siblings slowly became music rooms. So my parents are musicians too, so it's all their fault. And I just started making a studio out of their house and started knocking holes through walls for drum tracking rooms. And eventually I kind of grew out of it. I grew too big for bedrooms. So I think I was there for maybe 1 or 2 years in my parents' house, and then finances were doing okay. So yeah, bought a industrial space in the kind of media centre in Stornoway, and been here ever since, maybe 11 years now, something like that. And thing. I don't know if I want to change that now, so we've been good shout. After me shouting, I can spell. I'm going to do a capital Y just to, there you go, make up for it. What is your favourite song? Oh, that's a hard one. My favourite song is a song called Time by Tom Waits. There you go. It's not exciting. It's not anything special. But it's the song that's made me close my eyes and forget about the world. So that sticks out over the years as my favourite song. It's not massive, it's not big, never changed the world, but it was just the melodies and the instruments just made me transcend for 3.5 minutes. So there you go. Tom Waits, Time. Just really simple. Are you a trad music fan? Yes. What do you play if you play? So I mostly play the piano, which kind of like leads into keyboards, synths, organs. I play a wee bit of accordion. I play a bit of double bass. I play guitars, kind of the guitar family. Usually whatever people aren't playing, I kind of get to do that. So sometimes I have to learn quickly. And that's the blessing of being in a recording studio. Sometimes a band comes in and they need something, and I can take my time to get it recorded properly. Then I can practice for a gig and I can wing it. And then once you've winged it many times, you start getting good. But I was lucky enough to have an incredible music teacher, an incredible piano teacher at the beginning. Gave me a really good foundation. Andy Yearly. What's your favourite band in the island? Okay, that changes a lot. Today, my favourite band is a band called Falltown. So let me find that. So here it is. People on Instagram, you can't really see this, but here you go. So Falltown is one of my friends that I've recorded for a long time, but I didn't record this. This was recorded by my mate Pete Fletcher over in Black Bay, another recording studio up here. We're best mates, and I did the music video for it. This is my new favourite band right now from up here. But it's just... sorry, Instagram people, you can't hear that. But I promise it's rocking. So there you go. That's my new favourite band up here. That's what a good question. What has been your best experience in your job? That is a huge question. My best experience. So that's not... the answer to that isn't what people think. My favourite experience, and they kind of blur together a lot, isn't the gigs. It isn't doing live sound or the audiences. My favourite part is in the van or on the plane or collapsing in a Holiday Inn with your best friends. that to look around and see people that you adore, and you're watching them grow and helping them to be around them. So yeah, being on the road is my favorite. I absolutely love it. It feels like being on holiday with your friends every single time, and it's hard and tiring, but it's always amazing. So that's my favorite experience of my entire life, really. Guilty pleasure that you listen to. Guilty pleasure that I listen to. What is my guilty pleasure that I listen to? What is the most guilty is the real question here. I have many. Coldplay? I know that that's a weird one, but in the music world, Coldplay's hard to like. Like, it's hard to say you like. I really like Coldplay. So there you go. That's probably the biggest. The Darkness is the best music ever. Yes, it is. Love a bit of Martin Bennett. Me too. Do not spell part backwards. It's a trap. Indeed it is. That's my favourite song. No idea what song I mentioned when we got there. How would you recommend getting into synths? It's something I'd love to play with, but don't really know where to start. Okay. Good question, Open Horizons. So the biggest mistake I made with synths was to buy the best that I could. But good synths come with complications, basically. So my advice is to do the opposite. Buy the most simple synth you can find, because it's got the same stuff on it, just less complex, or a smaller amount. A really good... this is the one I tell people to buy, the Yamaha Reface CS. So, again, sorry Instagram people, you can't see this. But you can Google along. So this one here. And the reason I recommend this one is there's not many faders here, and all of them have a really, really important part of being a synth. So buy this. There's no presets, so that sometimes people just stick to the presets and never really tweak it. So wherever these faders are, that's what it sounds like. Sometimes if you buy a synth and it's got presets, where the faders are doesn't really mean what you're listening to. But this one here, there's no presets. So where the faders are, that's what's happening. And then once you learn the basics of this, I guarantee you it's only going to take you an hour of mucking around and just seeing what it does. All other synths make sense once you find out where they are, and you're like, oh, this one's just got 2 of that thing that keyboard had 1 of. So play with a simple synth and you're away. I spent years trying to read manuals and watch videos and got nowhere. When I just started mucking around with one, it made so much more sense. I saw that, really liked it. Hi, by the way. Hi, Zen Monkey. I'm guessing that was Fall Town. So Fall Town's brand new, and they've been a victim of social media algorithm murder. Hardly any views. So please go check out Fall Town and drop a message. It'll mean a lot. Like, such good music. Like, so impressed with it. Mixed and produced incredibly by Pete Fletcher, my brother from another mother, in our other island studio over in Bernera. Just phenomenal sound. So don't forget to ask me questions on Insta. Lots of people joining. How are we doing? That Guitar Kid, how are you doing? Nice to hear from you again. Fall Town song is brilliant. Beautiful video. Really lovely. Thank you so much. Nice vid too. Thank you so much, guys. Sorry, I've been missing the channel points because I'm on multi-stream. So what did people redeem? Let me scroll up. Zen Monkey's got lights off. So there we... Hold on. I'll get all the lights off. So part of Twitch, So if you're not on Twitch, if you're on Facebook or YouTube or Insta, hop onto Twitch because there's loads of cool stuff you can do there, and you can redeem channel points to make me do things. And one of them is to turn the lights off. So here we are. The lights are off for 5 minutes. Thank you for using your channel points, then, Monkey. Let's see. Fall Town reminded me a wee bit of Feeder. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, they're a wee bit like Feeder. I had no idea. You didn't know. What does lights off do? Well, there you go. You know now. It doesn't really work with Insta because the phone automatically changes the exposure. But, you know, behind me's darker, I suppose. So feel free to ask more questions. Ask what's your favorite, what list things. Ask me about my past. You can ask anything about this business, by the way. And I'm an open book. If I can remember. Can I visit when I come up in the summer? That's an easy one. Yes. Yes, you can. When are you coming up in the summer? Look, we can get coffee. We can get coffee with Keith. Ask me anything. Nice one. Yes, you're very, very, very welcome here. So today, I brought into the studio my very first keyboard. Let me show you it. Now, I had this keyboard from the age of 15 or 16. And if you listen to anything I made between anything I'm on until maybe the year 2015, this keyboard is all over it. And it cost something like £1,600 when it came out. And my lovely parents bought it for me. They saw potential in my playing and bought me the best keyboard they could. Here it is, the Korg N1. Now, this was the business back in the day. So heavy. So my actual one I destroyed. I absolutely destroyed it. The keys didn't work because I'd played it so much. The rubbers underneath were all smashed. But on Facebook Marketplace, I saw one for sale for £175 and I snapped it up and it arrived and it's sitting in there in the box and I can't wait to bring it out and play it. The memories that's going to come flooding back playing that. All right, Davey, how's it going? Okay, we have an Insta question here. What recordings have you got coming up? Hold on, I'm going to put the lights back on. The recordings I have, let me think. So, I'm away and I'm playing with Head and Valley, Abigail Pride and Ian Wilson. I finished Ian Wilson's and Abigail Pride's albums for the record label. There's one more to finish, Head and Valley. I've got to record drums and bass and some piano for it. So that's the recordings that are going to be happening next week. So I'm spending a lot of time with Head and Valley. Hi, James here. Who is your favourite Pete and Diesel member? It depends on what time of day it is, okay? So in the morning, Innes Scott is my favourite Pete and Diesel member because he gets up early and he's really organised. In the afternoon, Early's my favourite. And in the evening, Boydie is my favourite because he is the most fun once midnight hits. He's kind of like a gremlin. So yeah, it depends what time of day. Depends what we have to do that day too. If it's a lot of hard work, Innes is my favourite because he's very helpful. But if it's studio work, Boydie's my favourite because he teaches me as much as anybody when he's in here. He teaches me so much stuff. So could people, I've got weightlift. Hold on, let me do that. Could people keep me updated with who's redeeming what channel points? Because when you click on multi-stream, to see the chat from other places. It doesn't show you these things. 2 seconds. I gotta do weights. So on Twitch, for the people on Twitch, make sure you go to Twitch because Twitch is the best. People can redeem channel points. So if they're watching for a while, they can make me do things. And one of them is make me do this. Share to my blog and Facebook for you. No idea how to share Twitch. I hardly use it. That's cool. Thank you so much, Narvask. Thank you. Please follow. Stephen Campbell says, "Hey Keith, what would your death row meal be?" Right now, McDonald's. I'm a dying for some fast food, but some fast food that's terrible for you. No regrets in death row, right? Just take the worst. The worst, greasiest, tastiest, full of MSG thing you can find. I showed Keith. He can confirm terrible. What's terrible? All right, Dave, you got any better at car Tetris? Yeah. My Davey's the best at that. My DC. He is the best at... Logic Biscuit says, you used to jump off the amp stack onto it. Onto what? I do jump off things. I used to do a lot of jumping on speakers, but then I owned speakers and then stopped jumping on other people's speakers. Oh, onto my keyboard. I used to jump off the amp stack onto the keyboard. Yeah. I used to abuse that keyboard. I used to turn around and sit in it. I used to smash it with my fists, like as hard as I could. Yeah, that keyboard's in pieces. Has Pete and Diesel done any recordings? Boydie's actually recording today. Boydie's recording at home, so just because of COVID and stuff, Boydie couldn't come in, and that's not good for Boydie. So I built him a computer, got him a microphone, got him an interface, some headphones, and a cable to plug. I'm out of breath now. A cable to plug his interface into his little boombox in the corner. If you go to Pete and Diesel's Insta story, you'll see Boydie's little studio in his bedroom. So yeah, Boydie's busy making demos just now, and they sound amazing. So we're getting when Boydie's creating, we get for people that are here that don't know, Boydie's the singer of one of my most successful bands, Pete and Diesel, that I've recorded here. A crazy Scottish band. So we know when Boydie's writing because we get messages at 2:30 in the morning of like voice memos of him just rocking out a brand new riff. So that's happening. So that's exciting to hear that come together. Okay. Hey Keith. Hey Lewis. Here's a question. Your favorite mic you've ever bought? My favorite microphone. That is such a good question. I'll show you. I know the one. So this isn't my favorite for everything, but it's my most expensive microphone. So I suppose it deserves to be my favorite. So this is a Bock 151 tube microphone. Handmade in the US. It's so it's cardioid only. They make a 251, which is different polar patterns, but this is focus. I think it's seen my face. There you go. So yeah, I love this mic. You know it's good when they just scratch in the serial number at the bottom. So there you go. That's my favorite. I don't know what that's worth, but that's something special. Creamy, valvey goodness. Tubes. What's your favorite music score? Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption. I've got to avoid always using that as a reference for my compositions. But yeah, the Shawshank Redemption music is tasteful and emotive. Yeah, it's everything I'd ever want. Keith, hey Keith, buddy, good to see you. Good to see you, Kyle. How you doing, pal? What would you say is a must-have mic for recording? It depends what you're recording. If you're doing rock stuff, an SM57 is bang for buck. You get away with doing a lot with an SM57, vocals, everything, snare, guitars, kick. So in terms of covering bases, that's a good one. But see, with microphones, a microphone choice is like the opposite of the source. That's kind of how I work. So if you've got something that's really ear piercing, you want a microphone that tames that. And if you've got something that you want it to be crystal clear and shiny, you want a microphone with high end stuff. So you're always like comparing microphone against the source. So it really depends what you're recording. There's some microphone. Does the 251 just do jazz? Yeah, just jazz. Or chords with mistakes, which is the same thing, obviously. But yeah, I'd say must-have mic for recording. It depends what you're doing. I mean, everyone's got a limited budget. But the best microphones in the world are the most expensive. But the ones that are £2,000-3,000 cheaper aren't that much different. So it's like the returns you get for spending more money get smaller and smaller. So yeah, it just depends. Sometimes you can get a mic that's okay for a lot of things, but a bit boring. I'd say like the AKG 414 is a perfect example of that, where I would easily go into battle with an AKG 414. I'd use it for everything in a whole album, but I don't think I'd put it on anything and go, wow, that's the best mic I could use for that. But because of that, it's a safe. I think there's a meme saying it's everyone's second favorite microphone, and I'd agree with that. But I like microphones with character. Like, I like microphones that are terrible on a lot of things, but incredible on others, and then knowing what to put it on. So yeah, maybe say an SM57 is probably a safe one to use on a lot of things if you've got a limited budget. Why do all studios have dumbbells? Because there's no live shows at the moment, and we're used to carrying very heavy speakers. Just trying to keep really fit. Have you got any tips for panning that works really nice with drums? What I do with drums is, so the panning, so overheads is the space, right? Overheads is the room, it's the width. So it depends how wide you want the drums, depends on how wide you put the microphones. So you can put them in the middle like that, and XY, you get a stereo spread, and it'll be in phase with themselves. But what I like to do is I like to put the microphones behind the drummer, and space them depending how far wide you want the drums to sound. So my panning choice is done in the microphone placement, and then I just put the overheads left and right. Then you can put stereo imaging plugins in to make it even wider if you want, if you're doing like really fancy EDM. And then toms, I kind of put 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock on the panning, and it just seems to work. Or I listen to the overheads where they are. When I'm mixing drums, I like to weigh heavily in the overheads. Like, I like to get a good overhead sound and then have that loud, and then just mix in the other ones. What inspired you to do music? My parents are musicians, so that was a good one. I saw how much fun they were having. My piano teacher was very fun. He's a very, very fun guy. He's teaching my son as well, so he made it exciting and fun. But to be honest, I play music to have fun, to have an excuse to have fun as a no worries, Dave. Have an excuse to have fun as an adult. It's hard to find, you know. I don't want to grow up. Peter Pan syndrome. So having fun with my friends, playing music, showing off, that's all inspiring, wholesome, nice things. So my parents and my piano teacher were massive. And my best friend, Alistair White, was an incredible musician before I was. And yeah, I just wanted to hang out with him. So I learned the piano to play along with his fiddle playing. That was inspirational. Then doors kind of opened from there. Are some of Face the West tracks influenced by Martin Bennett? Some tracks there, like Monday in Atlantic, remind me of him. Yes, heavily influenced by Martin. Influenced by other modern trad bands too along the way. But yeah, Martin Bennett was the trigger really. That was the first big concert I saw. Was Martin Bennett up here at the Hip Celt Fest, and I was at the front with my friends feeling subs for the first time really, because there's no subwoofers up here until the festival started. It was all, so I never felt music rumble, never in my life. So maybe that was when I was like 13 or 14, and yeah, just in awe, in absolute awe of him, the band, the sound, making traditional music speak to me rather than me just playing it to please everyone else. That was the first time. So yeah, definitely influenced by Martin Bennett. Definitely. Hey Vassandra, how you doing? What inspired you to do music? Yeah, I answered that. Oh, you put it on both? I've answered you twice. Happy days. Thank you for the message. Interesting chat today, says Kyle. Nice. Willie Hitchhike, yes. Hailstones today, boy. Hello, Bruno. Afternoon, Jack. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? So, if there's any mods or pals, just make sure that I know about any Twitch things I have to do. I have Twitch. If you're not watching on Twitch, you should, because it's fun. Hop over and watch on Twitch, and you can see my screen and you can hear this microphone rather than the Instagram there. And there's channel points, and channel points are a thing you get rewarded if you're hanging out with me. And then you can click a selection of things for me to do, like do some weights, turn the lights off, sing a cover. That'd be funny today. Just anything like that. There's funny things for you to redeem. Okay, Hebhunter. I was at Heb Celt when Martin Bennett was there. Had to leave when he came on as we were staying in Shawbost and we had arranged a... No! What did you do? Oh, Hebhunter, what did you do? Okay, that moment changed my life. That performance changed everything for me. So me talking to you right now in this place may or may not have happened if I'd got a lift home before Martin started. What a shame. It was really good. It was really good. The guy was way before his time. That's fabulous. I'm so sorry. I cried all the way home. I would have. What a shame. Well, hopefully there's the spirit of Martin lives on. Martin sadly died at an early age from cancer, which broke my heart. I never even met the guy. But Martin was friends with a lot of friends I have now, and they speak very kindly of his spirit and his childlike nature and his enthusiasm and inspirational vibes. And I suppose that inspires me too, to be a bit of a better person. I've never met anyone to speak badly of him. Everyone just speaks him with such high regard. And there's a book about him that his mother wrote that I've read quite a few times. And yeah, it's funny to be so inspired, but in my little world of kind of modern trad music, he reigns supreme. And it's a shame he's not around to communicate with, because I feel doing what I'm doing and where I'm at, I would have had a chance to do that. So thanks for the like, Alex. How are you doing down south? So I'm, to change the subject, I'm going on the ferry Friday morning from Stornoway to Ullapool in my tour bus, in my little van, my big van. I'm heading down to Glasgow for a night and a day's rehearsal. Then I am going to Lochgoil Head to play at a festival called Gig in the Goyle with Abigail Pride, Ian Wilson and Heron Valley. 3 of my acts on my record label playing at this festival, which is handy so I can play with all 3. Thanks for the like, Lodo. Lodo is Lodo's a fantastic dude. Plays bass with a local band called the Broken Ravens, who I hope to see live soon. Their recordings and their videos are hidden out the park just now. Hard workers, great band. Man, I'd love to go see any gig, to be honest. I can't wait for this weekend. I can't wait to play music and see some music. But people ask me questions. You've got 20 more minutes with me. I'm really enjoying this. This is so much more chill than streaming work. Because sometimes when I stream work, I'm scared it's boring for you, you know? Like I know there's some people that are dead into it, that get a lot out of it. But sometimes I recognize that people are here just to hang out rather than learn how to EQ a vocal. But I'm sure people like both. You know there's a problem with one of the ferries, don't you? They had to change the times temporarily. Timetable have kicked in. Yes. Yeah, all over it. Oh, don't you worry. I'm all over that. Very experienced. Very experienced with Calmac ferry crack. Don't worry. It's my second life. One of my best mates, one of my mods in this channel, he works for Calmac too. So I've got people on the inside giving me phone calls going, you got any gigs in June? You big ferry now. So it's just handy. When are we going to hear more from Christian? Christian is coming in a couple of weeks. Christian's coming in a couple of weeks. Thanks, Keith. Anytime, Lotto. So Lotto, the band he's in, Broken Ravens, they're getting recorded and mixed by their guitarist, Derek Healy. Derek Healy is one of the best guitarists I've ever seen in my life. And he is an absolute natural at recording and mixing music. He's got such a flavour. He really understands that genre. And the new Broken Raven stuff is sounding violent. Like, I love it. I love it a lot. Clever guy. Very experienced. Very, very. So I get seasick. I hate the ferry. If you ever see me in the ferry, be kind, because I just want to throw up. Even the smell, like I could sit in the ferry and it's even tied up and I feel sick straight away. I don't know. I don't think it's even physical anymore. I think there's a mental thing in my head because I've been on it and felt sick so long that it just kind of goes hand in hand. Keith, can you please give a shout out to the Stramash Festival 2021 taking place on Friday the 20th and Saturday the 20th and Saturday the 22nd. Shouldn't that be Friday the 21st and Saturday the 22nd? Lineup details coming very soon, and we are also taking over and hosting Battle of the Bands on Wednesday the 18th in the festival arena. Isn't that genius? Isn't that genius? So, Stramash is a local festival, a local charity that raises amazing money, and it's a festival in a tent in our castle grounds. Beautiful. And you're doing Battle of the Bands, so you're up and coming talent as well. So yeah, make sure you go to Stramash. This is the year to go away. This is the year to go. This August. Definitely go to Stramash if you can. This is going to be the summer of love, everybody. There's going to be people going to every single gig. I doubt there'll be a space in that tent. Greetings from Comrie, Perthshire. I've got a fond memory of a Technocelt set at Barra Live. I think it stunned the crowd in a good way. Do you remember of that? Yes, indeed I do. Indeed I do. So, Technocelt. Face the West. We're moving into kind of like a more electronic, modern vibe. And I wanted to spread my wings, basically get good at it. and I did loads of stuff. And one of them was a techno Celt project, and it was myself, and it was Jane Hepburn, the fiddle player of Face the West, and we just made the maddest EDM dance trad music you've ever experienced. And I went out with a blazer on and a white guitar, and I was rolling about a neon jack to jack cable and MIDI cable. Jane standing there looking at me like, what an absolute nutter. And she was writing some absolute bangers with synths. So it was me getting good at synths. And I'm so glad you experienced that. It was kind of like R&D for Face the West. Then once we did the next Face the West album, we were all ready to go. So yeah, I'm glad you caught that. We did a wee bit of touring with that. It was mental though. It was far too much for an audience, but we didn't care. We were having fun. First ever going to record my guitar in a studio for a DJ. Any tips? Practicing hard, but he's quite experienced. Hey, don't stress. Don't stress, Bruno. That's a good question. Tips are practice. Yeah, practice. But once you get in, just be you. My only technical advice is don't overplay. Don't play beyond your ability, and don't feel you have to. Just play what's comfortable, because once you play what's comfortable, it's judged on its meaning, it's judged on its feel, it's judged on so many other things. But if you play to the top of your ability and you hit the ceiling, that's obvious, and people know that you're there, and it takes the romance out of it. So yeah, just go in, don't be nervous, chill, and if you enjoy it, have a good time. Just enjoy it, keep smiling. And if there's something you don't know, just be honest with everyone. And thank you for the follow, Jason. Thank you so much. Yeah, if there's anything you don't know, just everyone's there to help each other, and being in a studio is a lovely experience. You'll do fine. But yeah, just practice hard, and that's the best you can do. Excellent about Stramash. Yes, absolutely. And Battle of the Bands at the same time. Great idea. Love Technocelt. Great car driving CD. Yeah, I'll have to pull out those tracks. I haven't listened to them in a long time. Hoping to begin Battle of the Bands social media this week. 3 prizes available for acts, cash, recording time, and 2 festival performance slots at the weekend. Neil says, Summer of Love, can't wait. Yes, it's going to be great. It's going to be great once gigs are on. I think, what's the saying? You don't know what you have until it's gone. Well, it has returned. Yeah, cheers, Bruno. I have no doubt you're going to nail it. What's your favourite chord, Keith? My favourite chord is F7. F7 and 9. Yeah, let's go busy. I have a question. Who would you most like to play a song with if you were allowed to pick anyone in the world? That's a good question. Who would you most... I'm putting that back into chat. If anyone in chat could play a song with anyone, who would it be? Let's stick to living only, because then if you don't, it gets really hard. Who would I play a song with? See, there's funny ones. There's a whole list of funny ones. But I want to be serious. I want to pick something that would mean something. What would be amazing? See, I work in different worlds too, so I could go like trad, or I could go like international. Oh, I know. Foy Vance. I would love to play a song with Foy Vance. I saw Foy Vance live in Glasgow. That guy can play, and that guy's got a voice. So yeah, I'd love to play piano with Foy Vance. There you go. That took a wee while. Form a super band from artists that are no longer with us to play a gig in Stornoway Town Hall. Okay, Freddie Mercury. Prince. Prince would have his drum machine, so no drummer. Van Halen. Kind of just want to see Queen, to be honest. Can we just see Queen? Freddie Mercury with a Queen backing track. How's that? I'm done with that. What inspired you to start the record label? Was it just a new thing to experiment with, or did you feel that something like that was needed in the area to help out artists? Good question, Lewis. The record label was not my idea, but it kind of suited. The record label was actually my friend Colin MacLeod's idea. If you don't know Colin MacLeod, one of the bass musicians, most successful musicians to ever come out of here. Colin's new album's coming out soon, and I toured with Colin a few times in Europe doing live sound for his festival shows or his big arena shows. Colin's an inspiration, and it was Colin's idea. It was Colin's business idea, actually, and we were jamming with the Tumbling Souls. And it's hard when you're in a band with loads of your mates. There's no finances, and you know it's tricky. And I made the record label to fund the Tumbling Souls record, because then I took full financial. Basically, I paid for it all, and I took the risk. And the idea was to start the record label with that. But the reason it works for me is it's really hard for me to get public funding. I don't know why. Like I get pushed back. Maybe I'm just rubbish at forms. Maybe I'm not clever enough, smart enough. Maybe I don't try hard enough. But there's a lot of times I try to get money to help up and coming artists get studio time or get mentored, just investment in the local music scene. And I gave up on that, to be honest. I think I had something like 3 or 4 rejections in a row, and it takes time to put in an application, and there's like a 14-week turnaround. And I just got scunnered off trying to get funding for people. And then the record label was a really good idea for me to go, stuff it, I'll just pay for it myself. And that's what I do. So that, for example, that's what Pete and Diesel came into. My mate Boydie was writing some songs, and I went, I'll record it and I'll pay for it all. And we'll take a split of the profits if we ever get profits. And that's kind of how it works. So I find really good musicians and I help them produce their music. And yeah, whatever happens with the finances at the end, so be it. Sometimes you lose money, sometimes you make money, but it really improves the local music scene if everyone's releasing music and playing gigs. So it was a risk to take. So that's the reason. It was a necessary thing to do. And it was my mate Colin's idea, and I have to thank him for that, because it's gone from strength to strength. Hiya Keith, EQ then comp or comp then EQ? It depends how much it needs comped. My favorite is repair EQ. So like take out the low end and take out any frequencies that shouldn't be there because of the microphone, the placement of the microphone, the room you're in. Then a gentle compression after the initial transient. Then I get creative. I put a creative EQ on to make it sound vintage, or to make it sound bright, or to make it fit with the guitar. And then I'll put another compressor at the end to catch barky stuff. Like, oh, like when they're talking, if it gets really loud and quiet. And then, so that compressor just kind of smooths that out. That is the basic. So EQ compress is where I might start. But if it's recorded well, or if I've got a good musician that controls their own levels, you know, they've got a sound. Sometimes you hardly have to do anything. Sometimes you have to do loads to make it sound really modern or to emulate someone else's production. So yeah, I hate that answer, but it depends. Oh, okay, here we go. William Patulo says, what is your favorite Pete and Diesel song and can you sing it? I get asked this a lot, right? And it changes. And I talk to Boydie about this all the time because he gets asked the same question. What's your favorite Pete and Diesel song? And every time I hear Boydie answering it, it's a different song. And I told him that. And then he said, every time you answer it, it's a different song too. And it's so true. So I really, really liked Callum Dan's Transit Van for a while. I think live, I was really liking What You Get Phoebe. I have a soft spot for Salt and Pepper because Boydie and I, we go way, way back. So Boydie used to come to my gigs. I used to play in a local pub called the Clachan on a Thursday, and then I used to play another pub called the Carlton, and Boydie used to come to them both. And it was just me and a piano singing. I was just using as much time as I could to get good. And yeah, gigging by myself was a good idea. Or Jane would come and play some fiddle with me sometimes. And Boydie would hang out with me afterwards. And he was always the guy playing the guitar and singing at an after party if there was one. Or even just outside the pub on the windowsill, he'd be singing away. And all of Boydie's early stuff was absolutely mental. Just, where did you get them lyrics? Where did you get them words? It made no sense, right? It was just absolute cuckoo. In fact, he was just making up words to fit with the guitaring he wanted to do. So Salt and Pepper is like a nod to early Boydie, to his early brain. So Salt and Pepper, Justin Bieber, is Boydie at 4:30 in the morning. Everyone's trying to sleep on the couches at an after party. The place is stinking. It's an absolute tip. And Boydie's sitting with a cheese grater and a spoon, like screaming random words because he's crazy. So that's where the people are like, I don't get Salt and Pepper. If you'd been to these after parties, that's Boydie. That makes total sense. Like everything else is him telling people about his life, but that is him just, that's him gone. Like he's gone. There's no stopping him until he disappears normally. Like I was going to say until he falls asleep, but he doesn't. Normally he just disappears and finds some better crack somewhere else. So yeah, maybe Salt and Pepper at the moment, thinking of the old times. Lewis says it takes some commitment. Hats off to you for stepping up and making the label. Some great artists on there. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you. Yeah, it's hard work. But as you can see, you've been hanging out in the streams a lot. I think I enjoy every single second of it. Plus, it's an excuse, right? See if I find an incredible talent and they've got no ambition to record or play because A, it's expensive, B, it's hard work, C, they probably got a lot going on in their life that they need to feed a family, pay a mortgage, they've got work, and life kind of like pulls them along. See if someone like me goes to them and goes, look, you're fantastic and I want to work with you and I'll pay for everything. I believe in you that much. That I think that's when magic happens and they go, wow, okay, I'm going to write some songs. And then bang, before you know it, you're laughing at a Tesco's 24-hour on the way to the Ullapool freight ferry. And it's funny how these things happen. And I think choosing to do something like the label, I think I had a decision to sit and wait and not record or to figure something else out like this and get busy. Biggie David Small says, I'm off ski, Keith. Catch you on Sunday. Looking forward to playing with you. Yes, looking forward to play with you. Hey, are we rehearsing on Saturday though? You're coming to rehearsal, right? So yeah, any other last questions, everybody? Coffee with Keith. I've got like this much coffee left, so if anyone's got any last question, we are doing that. Yes, catch you Saturday. Yes, thank goodness. I need you to. I need to sit with you, Davey, so that I can go, hey, you can do the complicated parts. I'll just play the chords, and then you can probably say the same to me. But yeah, I'll see you Saturday, bud. Berkeley too. If you're wondering where we're rehearsing, if you want to come down and take any shots. You're at it. Just because I made the parts doesn't mean I can play them. So is anyone going to be streaming Gig in the Goal? You should. You should come and see me and Biggie David Small struggle. if you want to see musicians who haven't played for a year, see what they're like. But you know what? To be fair, like, see when I sit at my keyboard now and play stuff, my hands are just moving, and I'm like, I'm glad somebody here knows kind of what they're doing. And it's just muscle memory. They just go. And my brain isn't tuned in. Like, normally when I'm gigging, I'm thinking of chords, I'm thinking of intervals, I'm thinking of voicings. Right now, I'm not thinking of anything. And I'm scared to think of things in case my brain second guesses it and makes me go wrong. Fiona, have you found any good music Twitch stream that we should check out? Yeah. Yes. So I'm into loads of different kinds of music, but one kind of music I'm really into is video game music. Just nostalgia for me. And let me find the guy. There's some guy that makes synthwave music for that kind of thing. What was his name again? Let me check. And he's busy making this stuff. Autopilot, is it? No, that's not it. That's someone else. I'm so bad at remembering names. Is anyone else like that? Show more. I'm following so many people now because I always follow them when we raid. Good afternoon, Rehan. What's your crack? Oh yeah, it's this. I love this guy. So this is really interesting. Sorry, Instagram people. Oh, there's no one there anyway. I'll pull out of Insta. No one's hanging out in Insta. Oh, video only for subscribers? I'll have to sub. Okay, well, this is good. You'll have to take my word for it. So you can see here on his pages, he's working with Logic maybe, and he's got synths in there, and yeah, he's making some cool synthwave stuff. So yeah, highly recommend that. You're on the bus home, nice. So yeah, if you wanna hop onto that, if it's like synthwave, it's like 80s kind of synthy stuff, but like instrumental, but you know, that gets me going. That's the kind of thing I listen to when I'm doing taxes and stuff. Something that makes modern day boring life much more exciting. You can feel like you're in an 80s movie montage or something. That's what I think. I'm at the drum shop in Glasgow Saturday grabbing the essentials. The joys. Oh, nice. Sticks. What kind of throne do you have? You have a nice throne. Well, guys, I'm gonna go in 3 minutes. I'm taking my van to my house to wash it and clean it out. Ready for the trip. So if you've got any other questions about your life, about my life, about my technical stuff, about the bands I work with, anything at all. How's the cycling going in this weather? It is not. It's so unpredictable. Like, I can't risk it because I can't get to work soaking if I've got a client coming in. So we're waiting. I actually bought a new bike because the bike I have, I think it's hampering my will to do it. It feels like I'm cycling through treacle and people are flying past me. So I ordered a new bike and it's getting made. So that's coming soon. How do you like the touring? Yeah, I love touring. I love touring. I've always loved touring. My first tour was with my band Face the West when I was 15. And ever since then, my eyes have been wide open. I love visiting the world. I love the hard times because they're funny. Change the gear, mate. Yeah. Oh, I'm on gear 1. Gear 1 slow just feels as bad as the highest gear going fast. Like, I hate it. I hate my bike. But I'm getting a better one. So yeah, I love touring. I love everything about it. I don't love everything about it. I hate the ferry. Once I'm in Ullapool, I get this sense of euphoria. Does anyone else get that? As soon as the ferry from Stornoway to the mainland to Ullapool turns so it can reverse in, my brain sends endorphins through my body like you wouldn't believe. Like, see the happiness I get from that because I know I don't have to feel sick anymore. I'm a Tama, a wee fanboy, running a first chair, but seriously considering a BC Gigster. Looks super comfy. Basically a sub monitor in a seat. Yes, my mate DC's got one of them. Yes, an e-bike. Rehan, yeah. It is. That's why I have to wait. One of the cheaper e-bikes. I think I'll still burn some calories. But I think I'll burn more because I'll do it more. Just now I'm just struggling because of it's really hilly between here and my house. So if I hate it, I'll do it less. So that was my thinking. Yeah, see these seats that rumble when you kick the kick drum. I can see the. Oh, Rehan, yeah, keep in touch. I'll let you know what mine likes. Mine is like when it comes. I'll give a wee Twitch review. That'll be fun, wouldn't it? Take you for a spin on my bike. Wow, thrilling. Thanks, Keith. I watched a live Twitch with Lando Norris, the Formula 1 driver, when he taped his phone to the inside of a Formula 3 car and he went for a rip rendered track with the GoPro behind him, and it was really cool. So I'll do that really slowly with my bike going down the industrial estate of Stornoway. Right, you got 1 minute. You got 1 minute. Hit me with the big questions, boys. I'm looking at the full suspension just now. My bike is done. Too much trails, not enough maintenance. I'm not interested in trails. I'll die. I will die in a trail. I struggle coming off a curb or going on a curb. I'm just waiting to kiss the ground. Actually, the guitarist in Elephant Sessions, lovely guy, was giving me some advice about biking. He's well into cycling, and he's just an absolute gem of a guy. I think we started talking about it at 10 at night and we finished at like at 3 in the morning. Then another thing I love is talking to people about their passions, you know, like even if I'm not into it at all, like to hear somebody talk about their passion, or these days type, it just makes me delighted. It makes me super proud for them, and I love hearing things like that. Thanks for answering the questions. Always interesting. Anytime, Narvask. Anytime. Thank you very much for joining the stream. A curb, just pop up wheelie and you're golden. No, you don't understand. I'm holding on to both handlebars for dear life. Just waiting to die. That's my coffee finished. Coffee with Keith. Really enjoyed the Ask Me Anything. See you in the summer. Yes, see you in the summer. You can have coffee with Keith, like in real life. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to come on tomorrow for a wee while, and then that's me for a few days because I'm away touring. Cheers for everything, man. Anytime, Kyle. Anytime. Yeah. So I'm going to be on. You know what? What time would people prefer? What time would people prefer? I'm seeing a lot of names that I don't normally see. Is everyone busy with school or work and stuff during the day? Is 5 o'clock a cooler time? Thanks, Fiona. Should I do 5 o'clock streams? Should I do both? Should I just stream the entire time? 4 or 5 is good for Fiona. Right, come on, rest the chat. What are you saying? Pick a time. It's 6:10 for me. Right, Ranger, I'll stream at 6 for you. Work is getting busier. 5 is good. Okay. Maybe I'll do 5 p.m. Enjoyed this. Catch us tomorrow if I don't enjoy some gigs. Thanks, Lewis, man. Same here. Normally have college Zooms calls at 2. Okay. All right. So maybe I'll change. Maybe I'll mix it up a bit more. Maybe this was kind of successful. I have pals, Rolo and Red. Anytime's good. I'm here all the time. What a supporter. That's the answer. 5 would be class for Kyle. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I have 2 mates, Rolo and Red, who have a Twitch channel, and they kind of start at 5. So I'm always kind of nervous. I don't want to. I want to be on their stream chatting, but wouldn't that be fun to do together? I'll stream and I'll go into their stream and go in their chat and annoy them for a wee while. A wee bit of wholesomeness, wholesome Twitchness. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone. I'm gonna head now. I'm gonna go work in my van. I need to get stuff sorted at home before I go away, because I'm only away for the weekend, but then I'm working in a different studio all week next week, and it's on the other side of the island. So, I might be staying there while I'm working. Mix it up. I'm game. Take care, everyone. All right, cool. Right, we're sorted. We are sorted. Let me just double check no one's redeemed anything that I forgot to do, because that would break my heart. Kyle, I've just seen what you tried to write the first time. And I totally agree with you. Cool, I don't think I missed anything. All right, chat. Gang, if you're not on the Discord yet, please be. Download Discord and join. It's like my group chat. And I'm on it all the time. If I'm away on tour and stuff, I'll take photos and put stuff up there and have a wee bit of crack with everybody. So hop onto that Discord, join in, and I'll just do things like I'll let you know when I'm live. I think what I'd really like to do is I'd like to go live on my phone when I'm away. So it won't be this setup, it won't be this room. But if I've ever got like a free half an hour or hour in a cool place, or if there's something really interesting, I'll hopefully hop on Twitch and say hello to everyone, so you can have a bit of crack there and see what's happening. So yeah, have a lovely evening. Enjoy your dinner if you're heading for that, and I'll see you tomorrow at 5. Let's do tomorrow at 5 too, and I'll think of something else cool to do.